Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Papa Bale. Welcome to the channel. So I got some MOSFETs, transistors, on the way in the mail. We're gonna try and get rid of the switches here and just run on transmitter. I'll have to figure out how to set that up. That's okay. I'm more than willing to do that. Um, I I'm willing to bet that the way that I was doing things was slowing things down because the center of gravity on this shaft was so high up here that it didn't matter. Like the start of the acceleration phase is choppy. It's all choppy. And on top of that, you had a bounce effect, which, you know, it's all lined up and then it bounces and then it's out of alignment. And that's how we were getting the fluctuations, the really strong fluxes in the voltage readings. See, now this right here is one of my older experiments. I believe that's a 6-inch disc, and it's got 72, or it had 72 magnets on each side. These little bar magnets, I glued each one of them on there in the hot zone. They're all facing the same way, okay? So it's not like they were easy to do. And this is a, let me think here, north-south. So this is a normal one, where each side actually amplifies the other side. But I have one that's north-north. You know, I'm the one putting the magnets on here, so I get to glue them on whatever face I want them to face. And yeah, it was twice as hard. And the magnet was 2 times weaker than the north-south, but it was north-north. Legit north-north. The south was masked by 1/2 on both sides. And then you got even the width and thickness of this disc factors into all of that, making it possible. And it's awesome. I mean, literally there's like not many uses for it, but literally it's totally cool. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, oh, the other thing with their discs are limited by weight, so they can't handle a lot of weight because the actual strength of the magnets doesn't increase because they're not stacked. They're just next to one another. But that field is legit, basically without breakage. So it's basically a toroid magnet made from scratch. Except when you get a 4-inch disc, it'll fit right in that hole and it'll freaking float there. But you gotta have a shaft. You have to have a shaft with this style. There's no way in fucking hell that you're gonna get all those straight enough to have it just float there with your hands. I double dog, triple dip off the tip of my beep 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 anybody to get it to be able to float without a shaft. But with a shaft, man, it's freaking perfect. It'll spin for 10 minutes just with the flick of my wrist. So instead of saying no free lunches, just fucking take me up on the bet and make one of these things. I'm telling you, 72 magnets on each side is about as much as you're going to get. So that's 144 magnets. Okay? Super glue is the best way to go. I'm telling you, it's nice and flat. on the surface. You don't have big clumps like you will with hot glue. You can cheat and use hot glue, but I'm guaranteeing you your thing's going to look like crap. You got to measure your lines. They got to be equidistant, best you can. So, right, these are 5 degrees. Or no, not 5, 15. No, not 15, 5. Yeah, 5. So 72 times 5 is 360. So yeah, there's 5 degrees of separation here. And you see when it gets down to the 4 inch diameter, you see how freaking close these things are? So yeah, you can get a nice, matter of fact, I have a 4-inch one right here. All right, so it'll attract, and you flip it over. Yeah, it's just floating there. But it's cool, man. I had a 10-inch, an 8-inch, 6-inch, 4-inch, all on a shaft, and it was great because it was like a Christmas tree, and I could like crush it like an accordion, and it would bounce right back up. Freaking awesome. Nothing was ever touching. So you get it? It's like this is the 10-inch, and then there was like an 8-inch, 6-inch, and it was all nice and just working totally on principles of magnetism that they don't teach you. Like, they teach you north-south. They teach you polarity. But they don't teach you that you don't need to be like directly hovering over the other magnets. All you need to do is be close. In this situation, anyway. I'm looking for a shaft real quick that I can just shove in there. This one might work. Alright, see, this is an aluminum tube. And I made a time machine apparatus. Like, it looked, the movie The Time Machine? Well, it was a coil inside of it, like a cage of magnets. And I spun the cage would spin. And the magnet in the coil on the inside would stay stationary. And all the wiring for the coil went through the tube, because I drilled a hole in the tube. And through the bottom, and hooked up to the multimeter and all that, whatever I wanted to do with the ends at that point. And these are aluminum, so don't really have to worry about magnetic interference. Oh, this isn't. Oh, haha. Yep, we're going to move it over here because we got the most room over here. Just trying to find a side with the most magnets still on it. See, it's a 1/4-inch hole and a 1/4-inch pole. So that's a nice snug fit, no need for a bearing. It's acrylic, so that'll spin nice. All right, now that won't spin for very long because it's so small. It doesn't weigh very much. That's kind of like the benefit you get, and it's just kind of just chilling there. You need a shaft though. I bet you could do it, a computer like that is designed to anticipate. could probably make this levitate in the middle if all the magnets were right. And spin. Okay, I'm not just talking about it chilling there. I mean, there are more and more and more people that can just make it chill there, like every day, you know? But I'm talking about having it spin. Right? And chill there without the shaft. Are you feeling me? Are you feeling me yet? Is it even possible? I'm like, yeah, it's freaking possible. Maybe not for a person or a man or anybody like, me or you to do it. And here you go. There's the 8-inch. And the 6-inch will fit right in between the 8-inch magnets and the 4-inch magnets. This is like my favorite disc. I'm just so disappointed in myself that I didn't take better care of these things. I'm gonna have to repair them. And these, see, there's no bearing, man. These are like 1/4 inch on a 1/4 inch, and they spin like champions. No need for a bearing. If you're gonna put it on a motor, you're gonna need a bearing. But if you're just spinning them and, trying to figure things out with your hands and your feelings and trying to, trying to make this thing float, and spin without the aid of the shaft. See, what I would see is that it would have to be a pulse, virtually, which would simulate a wave. But you'd have to have two of them. You'd have to have one coming this way and one going the other way. At least two of them. You gotta have balance. But it'd be a wave, like every magnet, or like even breaking it down to like 1/10 of one of these magnets has pulse in succession and order. And wow, that would be great. That would be freaking awesome. And it would be similar to an acceleration phase on a pulse motor. It would hit and it would push, and then it would hit a little bit quicker the next time. Yeah, it sounds like good ideas anyway. There's probably some weird law that I don't know about. Yep. And see, they're only masked. And they can still come together pretty easily. Yeah, good old days. Now there's some footage. I believe it's on my community page of me messing around with some magnets in the early days, and some motors, magnets and motors. And yeah, that's well, it all started back when I was like 3 years old, playing with the magnets on the fridge. But it was like just I lost sight of it. But I've always been fascinated by the repulsion and the attraction of magnets. And I now see, in manipulating those forces, You can cause things to move. You can do a lot of things. But yeah, as of right now, I have removed everything on the table except for a few cords, a few cables, or whatever, alligator clips. And I placed the rotor on some bearings. I still have the magnet underneath here in case I want to switch it back. But that's not going very fast. But with the added weight of the magnet, yeah, I'm not going to put that in this video. This will spin for like 8 to 13 minutes. And I got it all lubed up. I got lithium grease on all the bearings. Beautiful. Awesome. Now when I put the drive coil, I might have to raise the motor a little bit. Put some more bearings on the shaft. Because I don't have a shorter or a size enough. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please subscribe. Have a great night. See you later. Peace out.